Hello, everyone. I am so excited to have Julia, one of my favorite students. Hi, Julia. How are you?
Hi, Tiffany. How are you? I'm doing great. Thank
Good.
you.
I'm glad you're doing great. I'm doing great as well. It's always good to see you, Julia. You always have a wonderful smile whenever we have class or whenever you're in the student practice sessions and I see the recordings. You always have a great smile. So it's good to see you this
Yes,
morning.
but I smile because I'm nervous. I smile when I am nervous, so I'm nervous all the time.
Okay, well then let's do this. Let's do this. Everyone, if you're listening, you won't be able to see what I'm doing, but if you're watching, you'll be able to see. So, Julia, I'm going to ask you a few questions really quickly. Am I a scary person?
No,
Okay, good. You passed. Good. All right. Are you comfortable with me?
very comfortable.
Very comfortable. Good, good. Last question for you, Julia. Do you believe that I believe in you?
Oh, totally. You
Totally.
believe in all your students. I
Very
see
true.
that.
Very
I
true.
was I
Mhm.
was watching the recordings, the other interviews,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, they are so natural, they are so happy. I want this happiness.
I love it. I love it.
and and I
Oh,
was so nervous to be here that I was watching and think, hmm, what if teacher Tiffany asked me that? What would I respond?
uh-huh,
I
uh-huh,
started to think a lot of things.
uh-huh.
So because I was looking forward to this conversation for a long time, Tiffany. Because
Yes,
when you posted for the first time your schedule,
yes,
I thought, oh, it's my time to speak English with Tiffany. But no, the spots were closed in few minutes, and
yes.
I was working, and I picked my cell phone, and oh my god, how the spots ended so fast. Even
Yeah,
the spots to December, and I was like,
yes.
how? But next last week you
Yeah,
posted again,
yeah.
and I I were like, oh, now it's my time. Excuse me, because now
I
I
love
will
it.
speak with teacher Tiffany,
I
because
love it.
because when I didn't got the spot for the first time,
Yeah,
I I thought, oh, okay, at least next year I will talk with Tiffany. At least I will improve my English. But here
yeah,
I am, and today is just perfect because it's holiday and
yeah.
I don't have to work. The
I
time is
love it.
perfect. So I'm
I
very
love
happy.
it. Good, good. I love it. Yes, you made a good point. Honestly, Julia, I was also shocked. The very first time I put up the link for students to, reserve a spot to have a conversation with me, I was in total shock by how fast they went. And our family is big. For those listening, again, Julia's been a part of the academy, a part of our family for a while, and our family is big. But I did not expect them to go that quickly. So I was so happy too when I was able to add two more spots just randomly. So when I saw your name pop up, I was also excited, Julia. So we're here together. We're here together.
Yes, and add more sport, Tiffany. Please add more spots. There are a lot of students who wanted to talk with you.
So, I think you all know my heart. I would love to have conversations with everyone because honestly, Julia, yes, I'm your teacher, right? And you all know me very well between the story times and other classes, right? You guys know me
Yes.
so well. But I absolutely love hearing your stories because you all are in different parts of the country, different parts of the world. Many of you live in America, but many of you live in other countries. And your stories are so amazing to me. And to watch you all, I think about flowers, like blossom as you're learning. I get excited. I think you can see it on my face. I really get excited. So I would love to do it more often. The only thing is, the reason you all enjoy my classes is because of the amount of time I put into creating them. So I have to always
Yes.
find that balance. I'm setting aside this day for my students to interview them. And then the rest of the time, I have to make sure I'm providing valuable lessons for you all. So don't worry. When I do have time, just like today, I'll bring extra opportunities. So you caught your chance.
Yeah, people will be crazy.
Now, Julia, I think the nervousness is all gone. I think everyone listening can tell maybe you're a little bit more comfortable. I think you can see
A
it.
little, a little.
A
I
little?
can shake my hands.
Yeah, I'll shake it with you. I'll shake it with you. All right. So, Julia, again, I know you well, but for those listening or those watching, can you just introduce yourself? Where are you from? Maybe your hobbies, your family, anything you'd like to share with us. Can you introduce yourself?
Okay, so I'm Julia. I am 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I live in Brazil and
Mm-hmm.
I work as a user experience design.
Mm-hmm.
So I develop experiences for the users, digital experiences.
Mm-hmm.
But also I am a college student. I
Mm-hmm.
study computer systems. It's very similar to computer science,
Mm-hmm.
but it's similar, not the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a technician course.
Mm-hmm.
In US, you should call the technician course not a bachelor, but
Mm-hmm.
a technician.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I into to drawing. I'm into to listen to music.
Mm-hmm.
I I think a lot of things at the same time. Sometimes even in Portuguese, I think I can't organize my thoughts very well. But when I have to focus, I put some music, and I can be like a horse that very focused.
Yes.
And I need to listen Aurora.
Mm-hmm.
It's a amazing singer.
Mm-hmm.
And in the past, it's a curiosity about me. In the past, I used to thought I was supposed to be a game programmer,
Yes.
people who code, because in 2019 I studied game programming, game development, and I made some small video games, small prototypes, but it didn't it didn't work for me very well,
Uh-huh.
you know.
Uh-huh.
So here I am working as a designer.
Wow. Wow. Great introduction. Very interesting. And yes, I love computers as well. So it's nice to meet another person that likes computers. And for those listening, they probably also like the fact that you like computers. So then, okay, so you're in computers. Why or when did you start studying English? Was this something you started because of your job, or was this something you started a while ago just because you were curious? When and why did you start studying English, Julia?
I've been studying English for a long time, since I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
When I was 4 years old, my mother put me on an English course,
Mm-hmm.
for children to learn. Oh, it's a frog, it's an apple, very
Yeah.
basics. Years later, when I was 13 years old, a
Mm-hmm.
teenager, my mother puts me in another course.
Yeah.
Uh, the classic, you go to a classroom and you only listen the teacher, you don't
Yeah.
practice very much. And and it reminds me that we are talking about success and failure
Mm-hmm.
this month at the
Mm-hmm.
academy, and I
Mm-hmm.
just remember that I failed this English
Mm.
course. but
Mm.
not because I didn't enjoy English, but because I was in the wrong class.
Mm-hmm.
I knew more than the other students, and I'm not saying, oh, I were best, no, but my level of English were how can I say, it's not better, but
Higher?
more advanced,
Yes.
you know.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I missed some class. No, not some class. Almost all the classes I missed
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't enjoy to sit there and only
Yeah.
listen. But when the on the exams day, I was able to take a 10, a 9. So I had
Mm-hmm.
a lot of good grades, but I was absent. And
Yeah.
because of that, I failed because the teacher said to me, "You were supposed to be present, but
Uh-huh.
you were not." And I was like, "But I had good grades,
Uh-huh.
but it was not enough to to succeed in this course."
Yeah.
And my mother were mad at me because we are talking about money.
Yeah.
And years so I stopped to study at this
Mm.
English course, and I
Yeah.
start to study alone. But I study, of course, at the school, because here in Brazil we have the English
Mm-hmm.
with some grades, and I enjoy it because it was very basic, just reading, writing something, not conversations at all. And I started to feeling stuck, like I cannot speak.
Yeah.
And years later, I was more mature. I think it was in 2019,
Yeah.
and I started to value my parents' money. So I took seriously the English course.
Yeah.
Again, not conversations, only listening, practice a
Yeah.
little. And guess what? The pandemic come.
Yeah.
So I stopped to study at this English course because the
Mm-hmm.
teacher who was so good, he left my class, and
Mm.
the course was expensive. We were in the middle of a pandemic, so I said to my mother, I gonna stop. I gonna study by myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I started to study, listen to music, watching movies. I love watching movies, watching series. I always recommend to the students some movies
Yeah.
and series, TV shows, realities related to the topic is very interesting.
Yeah.
And I I never I never hate English. I really enjoy studying English because I'm very curious. I have the dream to travel, to be independent. And one day I was on the YouTube and I saw a video for a very happy lady called Tiffany. And you are so happy teaching English. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, I wanted this happiness in my life because she's teaching very well.
Thank you.
Actually, I can understand. So maybe
Mm.
I'm not so bad at
Mm-hmm.
English. Maybe I just I just need to practice. I just need to talk because
Mm-hmm.
I already know the basics. Of course, I made some grammar mistakes, but I need to talk. So I
Yeah.
started to watch all of your videos. I started to watch all of your things.
Mm-hmm.
I follow you on the Instagram. But at that time, I didn't have money,
Mm.
my own money.
Mm.
Only last year I had money to
Mm-hmm.
invest in this education because I got my current job. So here
Good.
I am.
I'm so happy. Okay. Before I ask this next question that's connected to your story, I want to tell you, Julia, I know that I know the program you're in. I'm going to ask you to say it in a moment. But one part of the program is every month, right? When we break down the conversation, one thing I tell you all is how many times native English speakers tell stories to answer questions, personal experiences, and how much personal experiences are a part of speaking English fluently. You just told not only a detailed story, but an interesting story that was easy to follow, that was connected directly to what I asked you. And you did it with confidence. I want you to always remember these moments, okay? As you go through your journey, you didn't even hesitate. You're like, okay, Tiffani, yes, let me tell you about when you immediately went into the story. And that's amazing. I'm very proud of you because it proves you're learning and you're applying. Very good.
Thank you.
Yes, very
Thank you
good.
very
Very
much.
good. Now, one part of the story, you said that all of a sudden you saw this happy teacher on YouTube and you wanted to come and join, right? So I want you to tell those listening or those watching, which program did you decide to enroll in? Which program are you in? Because I have two programs, Daily English Lessons Membership and also Speak English Like a Native. So can you tell us which program you chose?
Yes, I chose the Speak English Like a Native
Yes.
because of the name, because I wanted to speak English like a native. So this is the right thing for me.
Yes. And I want those listeners to realize she is speaking like a native. Like we naturally tell stories, and you did exactly what you've been learning. You did it very naturally. So let me ask you
Thank
this
you.
then. You're welcome, Julia. Now, the program is broken down into 5 steps, right? 5 steps: the listen, learn, then we have the analyze, apply, and the action. I want to ask you this, Julia, because the program is not just videos. Right before our meeting, right before this interview, you told me, hey, Tiff, I actually was studying in the practice session with other students. What's your favorite part? What is your favorite part? You're investing money every
Oh,
month, and I know you're getting value because you're speaking well, but what do you enjoy the most about studying English in this program?
it's hard to choose
You
one
could
thing.
you,
I will
you could
choose
choose
two
more than
things.
one. Yes.
I
It's
will
okay.
two to be basic,
Okay.
concise. Uh, I enjoy a lot the action plan
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
we can watch your conversation with Carly and we learn a
Hmm.
lot. We can follow the steps, we can write our examples, and then we can
Hmm.
post these examples on the platform to teacher
Yeah.
Joseph correct. And we can record videos to put on the Telegram. So everything is connected. But also, I really love the student practice.
Yeah.
You know, I I was at a student practice right now. But why? Because, for example, I have a hard routine. I work, I study, I
Hmm.
help my mother with the house, I have to leave,
Hmm.
I have, you know,
Yeah.
life happens. So when I cannot be updated to the actual plan, I
Mm.
can learn from the other students at the student practice.
Yes.
The other students can use the vocabulary, the expressions I didn't see,
Hmm.
and I can relate. Oh, for example, Alida said that expression, and
Hmm.
now I can search very very fast here to be updated. So it's very interesting the student practice, but also because it's amazing know people meeting people. We have a lot of fun, we laugh a lot.
I love it.
We are laughing a lot at the Michio session
Uh-huh.
because we are familiar with each other, so
Yes.
we can be very transparent
Yes.
with people. We can we can share our experience, we can share our fears, we can share our failures. The topic,
Yes.
the monthly topic is success and failure. So we can learn a lot from each other because I am 24 years old, but there is someone who are in their 60s.
Mm.
So we can learn from the different generations, different opinions, different cultures. It's just amazing. And as I told you, I love to share
Yes.
movies. I love to share TV shows every month. For example, on the topic about restaurants,
Hmm.
I shared a TV show called Hell's Kitchen.
Hmm.
So every
Hmm.
month I can, hey, we can relate the topic to this TV show. Watch it, watch it in English, watch it in your mother language. I don't
Uh-huh.
care, just watch it.
Uh-huh.
So I love the student practice because we can have this exchange of culture.
I like that. I like that. Good. I love it. I love it. Yes, I love seeing the excitement from you all as well with the student practice sessions. It's like you all really get to know each other and really practice a lot. I love it. So, how do you think you've changed since coming to the academy, since joining the Speak English Like a Native program and studying with other students from around the world and really learning how to speak English like a native? How do you think you have changed? How has your life changed?
Changed a lot because, of
Mm-hmm.
course, the main thing is I can feel more comfortable
Mm-hmm.
speaking English. Even I feel some shame. Sometimes I shake my hands, but I
Mm-hmm.
can talk more than I could talk 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I feel much more comfortable. I feel I am between friends
Yes.
in the academy. And also, I feel more confident And even in Portuguese, I can organize my thoughts a little bit well. You know, as I told you, sometimes I think
Yeah.
I think too fast. I can I
Uh-huh.
can't I can't organize my thoughts even in Portuguese. But I felt some improvement in this point. I
I like it.
can I can organize my thoughts. I can speak. I can think more before I
Hmm.
speak. It's
Yes.
very interesting because you have to think what the person are talking to you, in order
Yes.
to you respond properly. So that's are the main changes I felt.
Amazing. I love that. I love that. You said something that's interesting too, because many other students have said the same thing, that you're learning English, right? You're learning these different techniques to speak English like a native, but it's actually affecting even when you speak in your own mother language. Like it's affecting other
Yes.
parts of your life, right? It's very interesting. Yeah, it's
Yes, because
interesting.
our brain is developing, all the things mixed.
I love it. I love it. Well, let's see, Julia. Again, you've been a part of the family for a while, and I hope you'll be with us forever because we love you too. If you were to speak to another English learner right now, what would you say is the most important thing for them to remember? Right? You've learned a lot, right? And you've changed a lot. You're confident now. What would you tell another English learner is the most important thing to remember, in your opinion?
Oh, the most important thing,
Mm-hmm.
I think, mm, don't compare yourself, don't compare your journey,
Mm-hmm.
because when at the first time, I I think I started at the academy in October, November,
Mm-hmm.
and at that time, I used to compare myself like, oh, look at these people. They are sending videos every day. How they have this time, how
Mm-hmm.
they can participate, how can be so up to date with the action plan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can do it. So I was putting a lot of pressure on me to be like others. But as I started to know more people and their
Yeah.
realities,
Yeah.
I started to recognize that, okay, I have my reality. I work from home. I have college. Some people have children. Some people are single. Some people um, don't work. Some, we have a lot of different backgrounds.
Yes.
So it's not fair to compare yourselves to the others. It's not fair to
Mm-hmm.
you. It's not fair to the academy at all,
Mm.
because we have our time to do things, you
Yes.
know. So the main advice I would give you is that don't compare yourself, but be consistent. Try to be consistent. So I haven't been having time, I have to say that.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
been studying a lot. I haven't been up to date with the action plan, but I put effort to be present on the student practices,
Good.
because there I can find a way to be up to date. I
Good.
I study I study at my lunchtime.
Good.
So the student practice, it's an amazing time because I can eat and I can practice.
Yes.
So when I don't have time to, for example, study after work, I can just remember, oh, tomorrow I will have the student practice, so I can practice, I can listen to the others. And at the end of the month, maybe I can be up to date. I can sit on my desk and watch teacher Tiffany and Carly having their conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So try to be consistent, at least for 10 minutes,
Yeah.
even you have only your lunchtime, like me, try to read something or try to watching a lesson.
Yeah.
So the most important thing is to be consistent.
Yeah. That's great advice. Great advice. Any questions for me? I've enjoyed this conversation. Anything you'd like to ask me?
Yes.
Yeah, go
Yes,
for it.
and I have a note.
Ah, I
I
love
I
it.
wrote it
I love it. I love
because
it.
in order to don't forget, let me see.
Okay.
Oh, it's here.
Okay.
Okay, I remember now.
Uh-huh.
You, I know your journey about Korean. I know how you became an English teacher, but I don't know well your background. How,
Hmm.
what was your profession before to move to Korea? What was your work?
You're going to be shocked. So my major in university was computer science. So yeah,
Ah,
yes. Earlier I mentioned computers being amazing. So I majored in computer science when I was in university, and I actually, upon graduation, got a job at NASA. And I worked at NASA as a web developer. So I did computer science and art, and I kind of connected the two. So you like to draw, like again, you like to draw, right? Another member of our family, actually, Fred. You see probably a lot videos. Fred also computer
yes.
science, and he also did a lot with that as well. But yes, so I was a web developer at NASA for a couple of years, and then after that, I decided to quit. Great job, great boss, great coworkers, but I felt like God was telling me there was a bigger calling on my life. I felt like God was saying, Tiff, I have a bigger purpose for you than just this job. And now, fast forward, that's been almost 20 years, a little under 20 years. I understand completely. I liked that job, but Julia, every day I wake up happy now. Every day I wake up happy to be able to help you all, to watch you all flourish. So, yes, before I was doing this, before I went to Korea, I was a web developer at NASA doing web design a lot. Yeah. Great question.
Oh, it's amazing to hear that because I didn't tell, but I will tell now. Last year, I took part in a hackathon. You know, hackathon.
Uh huh.
It's like a competition with that you make teams and you have to solve some problem, some problem related to technology.
Uh huh.
And this hackathon, it they it was the I forgot the name. Let me think.
Uh huh.
The space app, the space app's NASA
Uh huh.
hackathon.
Uh huh.
It's amazing, but I didn't took part in it. I just subscribed myself,
Uh huh.
and I didn't participate because, of course, it's a global hackathon.
Yeah.
So in each country there are some lobbies. So you can find your team. Like for example, I could find a team in Brazil with
Yeah.
Brazilians. You know, Chile. They had their spot,
Yeah.
but I was interested to talk with people around the world, you know.
Yeah.
And at that time I didn't enroll your course,
Uh huh.
so I wasn't able to speak English, and I just give up to participate in
Ah.
this hackathon. And and I think it was a game changer for me in my
Mm,
English journey, because I was so frustrated to
yeah.
not be able to talk. Like I joined the Discord server, the
Mm-hmm.
the global the global server, and I thought I can speak English. What I'm doing here, I can't. Maybe I can read, maybe I can write, but
Yes.
I can speak. And a
Mm,
competition, you have to be very fast. You speak fast, and I just thought, oh, I will not be able to be here. I'm tired and angry because I want to learn, I want to speak. And so
yeah.
when I got the job, the first thing I did was join the academy.
Amazing. Amazing. I look forward when you do go to another rackathon, and I know hopefully you'll win and your English will be amazing. Just like now you can speak with confidence. So, wow. That's amazing. It's a small world. You know, you also were trying to get into something dealing with NASA. So, wow. Thank you
Yes,
for sharing that story, Julia.
thank you for listening.
Yeah, of course. How do you feel? How do you think you did?
I'm feeling very happy.
Yes, Julia. Yes, you did
I'm feeling
amazing.
happy.
You did very good.
Yes.
I told you I'm not a scary person, not scary at all. So it's okay. You don't have to be
No, no.
nervous.
Yeah,
Good.
we
Mm.
we the students are nervous because we respect you a lot, and we are afraid of commit mistakes. I
I
know
know.
that we say, don't worry. You know,
Yeah.
all of us commit mistakes, but we we have this feeling, this pain, you know, and
Yeah.
we are like, oh my God, if I what if I say something wrong? What if, but I am just talking. I even listen
Yes.
myself right now, so I don't know.
Exactly. So,
Just
I always, the thing is, I totally understand the nervousness, right? Because again, like when I was studying Korean, it's natural when you're learning another language. I specifically and on purpose try to make you all feel comfortable. Sometimes that's with laughing or talking about you or getting you to talk about your life experiences related to the topic because it naturally calms people down. So even when you watch other interviews, you're like, oh, that student looked amazing. That student was so confident. Other students watching you, other students listening to you are going to think the exact same thing. So, yes, I usually try to make you all a little bit more comfortable. I know it can be a little bit nerve wracking, like a little nervous, like, oh, my teacher. It's
yes.
okay. I really appreciate you guys. And so I always want to make you guys feel comfortable. So I appreciated the conversation. You did great. You didn't seem nervous at all. You seemed happy. You seemed confident. So I'm very proud of you. I'm
Thank you,
very proud of
teacher.
you.
And I wanna just add something.
Sure.
This you said about your experience in learning Korean, and that's that is another reason I choose to study with you, because
Mm,
you you have this experience. You know
mhm.
how students feel.
Yeah.
So I don't wanna study with someone who uh, didn't pass through difficulties, you know,
Yeah.
in his or her life. I wanna study with people who suffered to learn something. You know?
You're right, Julie. It makes a difference. It does make a difference when you can understand. I can put myself in your shoes because I've been there. So, yeah. I'm
Yes.
glad you chose me. I'm glad you're a part of our family, and I hope you continue learning even more. So, Julia, it was
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you again for taking this time to speak with me, Julia.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I hope you have a wonderful day. I know you don't have to work today, so enjoy your vacation day.
Yes, I will rest.
Good. Thanks again, Julia.
Thank you. Bye bye.
You're welcome. Bye, hon.